We've reached the end of season 4 and we are moving on from folklore movies. But before we get to season 5, which begins on the 4th of March, this is a preview of our season 4 wrap show. This show is available in full to Patreon members on our £3 a month tier. Over there, you'll get access to our end of season wrap shows for season 1 to 4, a minimum of 2 reviews of brand new movies every month, and those are stacking up now. This season, we did something slightly different. For our Blair Witch show, we had Jamie on from Final Transmission podcast, and we went on some weird, some would say juvenile tangents. And, you know, it amused us, but we cleaned it up a lot. And what went out on the main feed was like an hour version of that show. On the Patreon feed, we've done like an hour 12 version of that. It's a bit rough around the edges. As I said, it's very juvenile. But we might sometimes drop little extras like that. It depends what happens with the shows. And also we'll announce our season lineup. So for season 5, for example, next Monday, I've scheduled a post that announces all of the movies that we're going to be covering for season 5. So if you're a regular listener and you just want to sign up, even as a free member on our Patreon, you do get access to that season lineup. If you can't support us on Patreon, and we totally understand if you can't, you could support us another way. You could leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. You've heard all this before. 5 stars, like and comment on episodes and our show. That will all go a long way to helping us. We would really like to get some more Apple reviews if we can, just to help our show sort of get seen by other people that enjoy movies. Finally, if you can come and follow us on social media at STH_pod and save, favourite, like, forward, comment on posts, that will also go a long way to helping us. And also just, it's nice to chat to people about movies, isn't it? All of the links are in the description. We would like to thank all of our listeners, both old and new, and we hope that you stick around. We are both excited to share the next season with you, which starts on March the 4th for 8 weeks of neo-Western movies. We're starting strong. We're starting with Logan. We've reached the end of another season, and for patrons only, it's time for our folklore rap show. It's Saturday. We've got a glass of wine.
I've not got a glass of wine.
You've got a glass of shot.
I have a very tiny glass of coffee-flavoured tequila,
Yep.
which is far nicer than it sounds.
Equal to a glass of wine.
Yeah.
We're boozing because it's Saturday and we're celebrating the end of another season.
I'm not celebrating. I'm gutted. I've really enjoyed this season.
But we've made it's a good thing. We've got to celebrate that we've done another season.
I know.
You're bumming me out.
I'm sorry.
You're like...
I think this has been my favourite theme so far, so I'm sad. This has been the first time where I'm just like, I'm not done with folklore.
Yeah. I will say that it's this one more than any of them. And I'll probably say this all the time, but it has flown by.
Yeah.
It feels like it was 2 weeks ago that we sat down to watch The Witch.
Yeah, it really does.
So just running through the ones that we covered then, we've got The Witch, Black Christmas, Rare Exports, Freeway, Oni Baba, Candyman, The Green Knight, and The Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
Oh, we said folklore was your choice. These were all your movies that you picked.
Uh-huh.
You said you threw me a bone for The Green Knight, which I appreciated.
I tried.
But it was very much your list.
It was the Sarah show, yeah.
Any standouts for you? What was the favourite movie that you covered? I've got a few questions.
Okay.
Firstly, what was your favourite one?
The Witch. Yeah, I mean, for all the reasons that I said in the show, I have an actual tattoo dedicated to that film. That's how much I love it. Mm. It's funny because a lot of the films on my favourites list are easier watches than this. They're kind of things that you could stick on in the background almost, whereas this kind of requires 100% of your attention, and it's not a super easy watch. It's short, it's quite breezy, I think, and it's quite punishing, emotionally speaking, as well.
It's not a fun time positivity.
No.
Let's all save the library and
you can tell we've been watching Community. That's where your brain went.
Yeah. No, it's a bit grim, but it's a very good movie.
Yeah. What about you? What's your standout?
My favourite.
Yeah, I think I know what it's going to be.
My favourite is The Green Knight.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. I would say closely followed probably by Candyman.
Okay.
I would say. Although, no, probably closely followed by the Vivitch.
Really?
And Candyman. Yeah. But yeah, The Green Knight for me, every time I watch it, it just peel a little bit more away from it. There's more to dig into. I think it's a really well-made film. I think it's really easy to watch that for me personally.
I hard disagree. I think, again, this is quite a punishing watch.
Well, I think for me, once you've seen it enough times that you're super familiar with it,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one that I can just put on. If we were still in the days where you're flicking through the TV and it was on, I
If
feel
you
like I
landed
could pick
on
it up
that.
at any point and be like, oh
Okay.
yeah, this is after they did this and that. And it might even be fun to watch some scenes in isolation. But yeah, Green Knight, thoroughly enjoyed watching that again, loved talking about it. There was loads that we uncovered. I was really happy with the things that we discussed. We had some differing opinions on what things meant, specifically the giants.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I'm glad that one made the final list. I'm glad I, as you said earlier, threw you a bone there, because I definitely have a newfound appreciation for it. It was one that I didn't necessarily care for before, and now, yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Get out.
But it, again, like you said, it might be one that the more I watch it, the more my opinion goes up. Who knows?